Okay, guys, so yeah, that just happened. Watch later and you'll see it happen again, and I'll talk a little bit more about it when that happens. It was my largest ever global. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm trying a little bit different format. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. If you like it, just go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right, so here's the thought. I've already talked about my plan on how and what I'm going to do to a degree, but let me go ahead and explain um, the pathway from here to there, because this is not a straight line. There's not a I take cash, put money in, turn cash into ped, turn ped into skills, and then I move forward. I have to do a few extra steps because I'm a non-depositing player. So what I'm doing is I'm looking for ways to almost become a little bit more profitable than 2 ped a day, and it might require a little more time. It might require me flying back and forth. Um, in that dev talk that I was watching, there was a brief talk, and I said I don't think there's a way they could do it, where they're talking about having travel from Arc Planet to Arc Moon and have that be free, or that you do a mission to unlock that as like a gateway. I don't think that Minarch will allow such things. I don't necessarily think that's a good thing if they're trying to uh, have pirating, because then that takes away just the ability to be able to do that. But with that being said, um, I don't know if that's the future of what Mindark wants to do, anyways. I don't know if they want to make space, as they would call in Eve Online, Care Bear space, or if they want to make it something that is more like null space, as they would say. So far, they have a little bit of both, but they don't really have anything you can do to make money outside of a PvP area. And that seems to be a fairly standard approach. And I don't know if um, the people that run Arcadia want that, really, because when they talk about giving free things away like oil and whatnot, they really want that in a player versus player area. But anyways, that's a whole discussion that I'm speculating on, and I really don't fully know, because I don't think the devs have talked specifically on that or put a whole lot of thought into it. So I don't want to spend the rest of this video talking about that. Let me get into my notes here. So I have very specific things I'm targeting, and when I get to that level, I think I want to not necessarily stop, but I want to change what I'm doing. So I am looking to get my crafting up to a degree. Crafting is going to cost me a lot of money. I don't know if in the next year I'm probably going to raise my crafting a whole lot. I might. There might be some crafting that just makes sense. For example, if I were to hunt a creature and then take that creature and then go and get um, that makes a lot of sense to me. If I were to take something like the Caldon textures, or the Nessiet textures, or the Bureaucrat textures, and then find a mob that drops basic stone extractors, that makes a lot of sense to do that, because I'm taking something that has a sell value, yes, but that I could then make the texture, and the texture also has that, and I get more skill, and it stays in my skill tree, I guess you could say, longer. And I'm not saying I want to go all the way up to become a colorer and then use that skill to then make something, but it is overall raising my skills in engineering, which allows me to be able to do some of the stuff I need to be able to do, like with the Monria, and get the blueprint comprehension and that type of stuff. And yeah, one of the things I think is going to be a huge factor moving forward is that we're going to have mining and crafting. They're going to make it have purpose on Entropia and on Arcadia. I want to be ahead of that so that when that happens, I get there. And that kind of leads me into the last of my notes, which I'll get back to in a second. But that leads me down that I really don't need all mining. I really just need the treasure hunting. Treasure hunting is the one thing that is very specific to Arcadia. There might be other places you can do it, but it's not going to be in the same quantities, and it's not going to. Well, I don't say quantities. That's not a true statement. It can be whatever quantity you do it in, but it won't be. It won't be the same, and it might be inside a what they call like an enclosure or an indoor arena type of thing, wherever they call that exactly, where your skills are considered to be like halved, or it's harder. You gotta go deeper to find it. And then there are stuff that don't have value right now, but that may have value once they've unlocked other things, and I think that's going to be found in the treasures within the treasure hunting. So I'm only doing treasure hunting right now. I've done a little bit of it since Easter Mayhem. I've actually found a treasure. I'll go ahead and link that one up here, called the Shag Daddy small vase. And they don't sell for a whole lot right now. It's TT plus 4 ped about generally. I posted a picture the day it happened on Facebook. If you go over and check it out, you can check it out. It says variant storage container, availability looted. This ancient piece of Arcadian treasure is thought to have been used in the jungle regions of Sentosa. It may have found utility as some kind of storage vessel, or perhaps the purpose is purely ornamental. What it does is it can hold up to 14 items, and it can hold up to 112 kilograms of weight. Now, there are other items out there that do the same thing. There are other treasures that are found. There's a double-handed one that was significantly more. I don't say that significantly, like moderately more than what that one was. And that one is more than the storage containers you find on like a quad. I went and looked at that because I was interested. How do those relate? So land vessels seem to be basically about 30 kilograms, and then air vessels like quads and Slipners seem to be about 50 kilograms. So this is literally double of a Slipner or a quad. Which is pretty outstanding. I think that has something to say about that. But, like I've heard Stevie B say, you could have a whole fleet of ships and it doesn't matter. So that's true. The one thing I think that is unique about this that's different than like a Slipner or a quad is that you can literally put it inside your house, though, and it's decoration. And for those people that want that, that's where the extra 4 ped comes from, in my opinion. But that's the thing. And, I think that's a good thing. And I think that's, I think that could be even more value moving forward. And that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Either they will stop dropping these, so either this will become more rare so that homeowners can have this, and they'll be unique to people that farmed during or did treasure hunting before it became cool or whatever, or this will be something that will change in my inventory and become more valuable. I don't know. We'll have to find out and see what happens. But so as far as being able to do the Easter Mayhem better, there is a weapon I want to get to that takes a 29 skill that will allow me to hunt the tier 2 effectively, and just knock it out. If I can't get to 29 whatever, or the 34, which is 5 points above 29 skill, then the whatever skill I get to will allow me to use an LR-15, which would be more expensive, or maybe this other weapon at a lower level easily, and then that will allow me to do the category 1, not the tier 1, that's different. But for me to also do the tier 2, I need to get ghost armor, and I need to get some plates, so armor plates. And I like to get those unlimited, so I don't have to pay the markup on that again and again and again, and then we'll go from there. So I foresee all of this being a thing because my engineering skills going up. I should have at least the tier 1 enhancers, maybe tier 2 enhancers if I get lucky. And I'll be able to make those for my weapons, which would be nice. Plus, I'll have a weak amp on there because it would be an extra point of damage, and I have so many left over from the last Easter Mayhem. It helps with the efficiency. So those are the things I'm kind of looking for, doing tier 1, tier 2 next year for Easter Mayhem. I would like to get my robot looter up to 7 as minimum. This means I'm going to go do a whole bunch of hunting robots. Now, hunting robots is not just to hunt robots, it's also to get, of course, my looter profession and that type of stuff. And I'm going to be scanning, which will help with my looter profession, as well as some of my crafting and that type of stuff. So there's a lot of things that work together. But there's also going to be a chance I can get these biochips. If I get biochips, which are used in Mission Galactica, that's going to take me down a whole different road. So this is really taking me down into some stuff that's kind of crazy. But that's kind of what I'm looking at as far as the direction, what this has done, what this has opened up. Right now, I'm just trying to make my ped stretch as far as I can. I'm either going to be raising my my sweat up so I can do 1,000 run craft of like a muscle oil compound B, or I'll be doing raising my sweat up so I can sell it so that I can do more crafting or more mining, or I'll be selling my sweat so that I can get more tree cutting or harvesting or of the scanners. I'm going to get more into what that is exactly in the end. That's going to take me down the road, though, towards Viceroy armor potentially. So that's kind of the direction I'm going. It's like a multifaceted spider web going out in 1,000 directions, and there's a lot of things that are going to be going on. So you can look for nice videos comparing statistics for the scanners, for the tree harvesting, and that type of stuff. I'm going to go over how this will be useful with the Viceroy. So I'll be going down the road of showing my Viceroy stuff. And when I get the armor, if I get the armor, how much of the armor I can get, where I get my orange paint, which is going to be probably the most expensive part of the Viceroy. And I have to work at a free-to-play pace, so whatever that is for me is basically the pace I move at. So with that, I hope that other people can follow down my path later, so I'm making it all kind of public. And hopefully at the end of this, at the end of next Easter, I will be in that profit area where I can start to consider maybe an apartment with a shopkeeper. I don't know, even if it's just a house, an apartment, that would be nice. But I would like to get a shopkeeper put up in there so that when people want to buy specific things, or if they want to buy certain components. Like I have a tailor that buys a lot of muscle oil compound B. It's not normally sold on the auction house. If I were to put it in an auction house, it would be at, it probably wouldn't go because only certain recipes, mostly from Cyrene would benefit from it. There's that. So if I were to have it on my merchant on my house, and anytime I was on or they were on and they wanted to get it, they could just come by and pick it up. And the same thing could be for very specific other things. Like, I can sell basic filters, and those will sell basically every time I'm in Calypso. But there are other things that are going to be something that could sell, like maybe my textures, that I could put them up there. I don't have to worry about the auction hall not having them sell. I could be kind of known for it, that type of thing. And if someone was on Arcadia or wherever my apartment happens to be, then they could also do that. Also, while doing research on tree harvesting, I found out that there's some sort of plot plan on Cali that allows you maybe to have a house. But I don't know what that's going to entail, if that's even a thing they're still doing, if all those spaces are full. The blog post I saw on this was from 2016. So that could all be used up and there could be no more of that, or that might be just something you have to buy through other means. But that is kind of interesting. But yeah. Anyways, guys, if you got any value out of this, or if this was not the Mayhem video you're looking at, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. But this is what the future of me on this Mayhem is. I'm going to be hoping to up my category by 1. I'm going to be hoping to increase my armor, my weapon, and all those things one basic step so I can then eventually do this at a higher level. I'm going to continue down this path. I don't know if there is a step beyond what I already have done. I don't know if I can find a weapon, because frankly I haven't looked, that's after the 29th level. That would be a perfect weapon for me to go do. But maybe there is, and we'll find it. So we'll just have to go from there. I don't know. I'm stepping into something I don't know what the next step of this is. So I'm just knowing that this is my target: 34 laser sniper and 34 ranged laser damage, and that's going to be my target. And that I like to get this ghost armor if I can with armor plate, so that I can do category 2, maybe 3 on the next Easter Mayhem, and then we'll go from there. Big breath. And then hopefully after that, or sometime around there, the mining stuff for Arcadia will drop, and I will have a lot of stuff saved up, and I can go and do that. Oh, I forgot one more thing. I had a not a global, but I found 2 mining boxes, which I sold for 31 ped, which was slightly under market value, like ped or so. But I wanted to sell it because I saw a really good deal on a F105, low durability, but with the 31 ped I got from the selling of boxes, I was able to buy an F105 that was ready to be tiered. So it's at 0.99, so it's ready to be tier 1. Don't know what I'm going to do with that, but I have that, and I have literally I have the ability to do that, which you know, I guess it's a side tangent for the bonus round, I guess. It kind of makes me want to go down crafting tools. There's a lot of tools I've seen in my research here that I'm like, man, that would be really cool, and that would be really cheap if I could do it myself, and the rare BPs and this stuff that sells well. So I don't know. I'm going to do a whole video on crafting, and I'll explain a lot of that in that video. But it's very exciting. Anyways, guys, this is it for this video. Thank you. If you got any value to this, please hit the like button, and let's go ahead and watch that that global, shall we? Okay guys, that was the global. 90 ped is a lot of ped. Certainly not the end of the world. I would gladly take a 90 ped global if it was just shrapnel 100% of the time. I've not gotten anywhere near that. I came close with a 63 ped mining global, which you'll see in upcoming videos. And I've got close with a couple other 50 ped hunts, I get, or globals, I guess you could say, but nothing nowhere near 90 ped. That's pretty awesome. And I know it's a long ways away from a HOF, but for me, that was basically a HOF. I had to take like 5 minutes after that and go do something else because I didn't know how exactly to control my emotions on that. And it really opened the door. And if that's how things are going to be, every now and then you get 50 ped hunts, globals, and every now and then every once in a while you get 90 in a category 1, then I really don't know what that means. And that's why I say that I feel like this could be literally a thing that could be, you could be profitable while doing Easter Mayhem. So, Mind Arc, please don't change anything. Love you, appreciate you. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to see more. Thank you and have a great day. Bye. Keep her in that bed.